So the other day I took the GeezerGlide out and riding down the road and realized I don't have my garage door opener in my vest pocket. I left it in one of the other bikes. Not a big deal. Come inside, unlock the garage door, or unlock the front door, open the garage door. No big deal. But it's annoying, takes up time. I was like, hey, Harley makes a garage door opener kit. It's right here, $139.95 plus tax. Start reading, yeah, that'll work on my bike. Oh, I have to get a connector. Okay, that's $17 connector, no big deal. Oh, not compatible with Chamberlain, LiftMaster, MyQ, or Sears Craftsman and Sherlin garage door openers. Well, I have a LiftMaster garage door opener, so that idea went out the door. But I was talking to my buddy Andreas, and he's in the process of starting standing up his company. They should have everything done here in the next few weeks. And this right here is the GeezerGlide garage door opener. Let's get this out here, get you some close-ups of this. What this is, if your garage door opener has a learn button, whether it's orange or yellow or red or white, if you got a little button on the back of the opener itself that says learn, this kit will work. All right, and it's simple. I read the reviews on the install for the Harley Davidson one, and people are not having it. This is the module itself right here. You can see you've got a black lead and an orange lead. It's sealed so that weather elements can't get in there. Heat, vibration resistant. Okay, this right here is the switch. You'll notice that there's two garage doors, left and right, on there. So this not only opens one garage door, this opens two, whereas the Harley Davidson kit, $139.95, $139.95, there we go. And then if I want to open a second garage door, I got to spend another $75. So this costs more than the single unit a little bit, but it's easier to install. And as long as you have 1-inch handlebars, this is all weather sealed back here as well, but as long as you have 1-inch handlebars, you can go ahead and, on your Harley Davidson, you can go ahead and install this. If you don't like chrome, that's okay, because it comes in black too, okay? So, easy day. This install is almost as simple as it gets. If you have a 4-pin diagnostics port, just like this one, you just see it's a power and a ground wire coming in and out. Then you just plug this in, route everything. Oftentimes install does require removal of the fuel tank, but plug your connectors in. You see there's an orange side on this one. There's a black side on this one. It's pretty simple to where they go, but you plug them in, route everything, you're done. The length on these is pretty good, as long as you don't have massive ape hangers on your bike, maybe some beach bars too. You'll be able to go ahead and get this on there. You've got about 3 feet on this end, that'll meet this, and then here this blue wire is your antenna for the sending unit for the garage door itself, for the opener itself. And then you've got about 4.5 feet on this one. So most of your power, whether you're gonna use this plug connector, most of your time you're gonna be coming from the left side of the bike, the left side cover, or up underneath the seat. So if you stretch that from there to the neck of the bike, put this towards the front, underneath the fuel tank, or wherever. I'm going to show you on 2 different bikes how this is going to go. This chrome one is going to go on my friend's 2004 Sportster. She's got chrome controls, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to show you the other side on a newer bike, which these days is about 50-50, I think, riding newer bikes or older. It's going to be the black controls, and this is going to go on Trinity. So like I said, as long as you have inch bars at the controls, for Harley Davidsons. These will bolt right on, no problem. It's 2 screws on this side, run your wires. This is small enough to run internally as well if you've got, if you want to keep it nice and clean. Right now, the 2 bikes we're doing, the wires are run externally, so makes it the install much quicker. And that's just, we're just going to piggyback off of those and re-zip tie, cut the zip ties, put new zip ties on, make it nice and clean still, just not as clean as if we had hidden controls or routed wires. But when I do new bars on Trinity, these will definitely get routed inside the bars. But it's easy, 2 doors, and this is your module. It's ready to go. Now, if you don't have a 4-pin connector, Harley Davidson sells multiple adapters. This one fits, let's see here, 2014 and later Sportsters, 2012 to 2017 Dynas, 2011 to 2017 Softails. This one was about $17 or $18. And it makes it easy. You've got 2 connectors. This plugs into your diagnostic port on this end with a 6-pin. This makes it so you can still use your diagnostic port, so you still have the other end of it basically. And then on this end, the 3 power wires, because you have ground. This one is constant power, and then this one is switched power. Obviously, I don't want this on constantly because 1, a power draw, and 2, more importantly in my eyes, if I'm parked out front, not in the garage, especially overnight, somebody walks up and starts pushing buttons, my garage door goes up. So one way that this can be installed out of the couple that there are is if you pick up one of these multiple adapters. For this install, if you need an adapter, decide you want an adapter, these adapters are anywhere from $15 up to $35 from Harley Davidson. GeezerGlide is working on making a couple of different adapters, one of which is basically going to be a 4-pin to 6-pin adapter that you just plug in. You can see the difference here, that you just plug in, basically plug this in, and then it plugs in. It's got one of these ends on it also, and it just piggybacks off of that to make the install even easier, and it'll cost less than these adapters do. So the kicker on this is, though, if you already have one of these, like if you're running power seats or heated seats or something like that, and you've already added one of these in, you can simply clip these wires right here, red and black, simple enough, black to black, and then to keep it keyed, if I remember correctly, it's red blue is your keyed power. So easy enough. I'm excited to put these on. I'm going to do one here in the next couple of days. You'll see it now because it's the magic of video. And then we'll do the Sportster here a couple days later. But again, you'll see it like we did it all in one day. I'll just be dressed differently. So again, I'm thankful to GeezerGlide. Their website's not up yet. By the time you see this video, if their website is up, I will put the stuff below. If not, the second their website's up, I'll put a link in a new video saying it's up. So check them out. They're making all kinds of cool stuff. I've seen a few different products that they're making, and I'm excited. There's some really cool stuff that they're making. Unfortunately for me, there's not so much stuff. It's a lot of stuff for 2013 and older touring bikes. So this is kind of one of those universal things. If you've got a Harley Davidson with 1-inch bars, just about anything from 2002 and up, I think, has the style, and I'll show you the style in the video, of controls with this perch clamp, and it fits. I'm going to check another bike too. I've got a friend that's got a 90 Sportster. We're going to check and see if that perch clamp will work, if this will work on that as well. So, but again, we're going to do this install on Trinity, 2018 Road King, and then my friend's 2004 Sportster. It should be pretty cool. Check them out. Let us know what you think down below. Y'all have a good day. Remember, you are indeed loved, you do have value, and you do have purpose. Don't ever forget it. We'll see you around. Ride safe. Enjoy the video. Let me know what you think. It's Saturday. It's a couple days since I made the other part of this video, introducing you to the GeezerGlide garage door opener. we're gonna go ahead and get the garage a little reorganized and cleaned up so I can get Trinity centered. And then I gotta clean up a little bit of a mess I left the other day too. So, but I'm gonna get that done. And then we're gonna show you what you need to do to install the GeezerGlide garage door opener. In this case on a 2018 and up touring. There's some stuff on my bike that I already have installed that you probably don't from the factory. So we'll go over those two, those little Harley Davidson parts. They made some cost cutting deals where they no longer included accessory harness on the harness. Anything they can do to save some money the past couple of years, because Harley's kind of been hurting for stuff like that. But I'll show you that. I'll detail those part numbers and how much they cost and show you what they are on Trinity once we get to that point. So here we go, folks. We're gonna get this thing installed. Thank you again for GeezerGlide for this garage door opener, and let's get to it. It's 10 a.m. and 97 degrees already. So when you install this, and you need that 4-pin connector. So that looks like the other side of this. Actually, it looks just like this one. So depending on your bike, if you already had a heated seat, then you'll have one of these connectors underneath your seat, okay? I added a heating element to this seat that I took off of my Street Glide for my trip in 2018, which needed this 4-pin connector. The 2017 and later touring bikes no longer have the connector needed for that. So since I also have this power port right here to be able to plug accessories in that are on the ram mounts, I needed 2 of those power ports. Heated seats come with a 4-pin connector. The accessory install kit that I installed has one 4-pin connector. Harley sells, and I'll put the price down below because I didn't look it up first, this splitter, and you don't want to use more than one of these, that is 4-pin connectors on both ends. And these can be wired so that they're key on, key off, key constant. I have the power port up here is wired key on, and then I have another power port down in the saddlebag, and that's wired straight to the battery. So that's key constant. I can lock stuff up in the saddlebag and go. I'm going to show you the mess of wires that we have going on underneath the seat and point out where those come into once you install them. But you do have to install on 2017 and up touring, and actually some 2015 and 16 tourings. My Street Glide, my 2014 Street Glide has the auxiliary power port. And depending on which manual you read, sometimes it says it does or doesn't have it from 14 to 16. But 17 and up, they don't have it. They made, like I said, made some cost cutting to try and keep the costs down. 18 and up Softails don't have it either, okay? So let me show you that real quick, and then we'll start getting this installed now. So like I said, this one, and you can see the wire comes down and up through under here, under the side cover, and it goes to a battery tender lead. That one goes straight to the battery. This guy right here coming down, this is the power port off of my handlebars, and it comes into this connector. So in my case, or if you have a heated seat, you're already going to have this connector installed. CVOs, Ultra Limiteds, Road Glide Limiteds, and they'll go. The rest of these wires are from my Custom Dynamics module, the triple play, which is awesome. I just changed the settings on that so they strobe more. That's all it is. Normally this connector would be plugged into here. So it comes out of the main wiring harness into the triple play, back out of the triple play, and back to the lights to go ahead and do what it needs to do. But what we're focused on right now, like I said, is this 4-pin connector right here. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. There's a lot of miles on this, but just push that tab, pull, takes 2 hands. This one's got a lot of dirt in it, keeping it locked up. And then I'll plug that Y harness in, and we'll run the rest of the wires up. So I'll have to pull the saddlebag. Actually, in my case, I won't even have to pull the saddlebag or the side cover. Always refer to your service manual of what you got going on, okay? So I'll have to pull, because I want to keep it nice and clean, and run the wires up through the backbone carriage, like I did with the 12-volt power port up on handlebars. So we'll pull that, which means we have to pull the gas tank, And that should really be it. I can fish the wire through here and come out the bottom and zip tie it all up. This is that power port wire right here. And then we'll just follow back and we'll be good. Okay, so we've got the tank off. We just need to pull the backbone cover, the tray. Like I said, we're gonna just run the wire with this same one up under through here. We'll come up. All we have to do is pull these 2 screws, and we do have to pull both housings. It's gonna make it a little bit more difficult because of my Memphis Shades handguards. They just make it harder. So we've got a rag set here. I will set the hand control, the clutch perch and everything down on that, because this wire has to be routed, coming out of the back of this, has to be routed with the rest of these wires coming out here. Okay, you don't want to pinch any of the wires between the 2 housings. So this wire on this has to come out and fold back under like that. Just follow those how they are. We'll come down, we'll replace this zip tie, we'll go through this stock carriage here. It's kind of hard to see. This is one of those ones that tabs into the bar. We'll go through that one if we're able to as well. We should be able to. Those pull out, they're just 2 pieces, they're split. Go down through, come in, and the module will be somewhere in this general area. And then we'll plug in to right here. We'll add our Y harness into that, plug it right in, and then we're down to the putting the bike back together after that. Real easy. All right, okay, here we go. Easy day. Like I said, it's just these 2 T27 screwdriver. This is Matco's Expert line. It's kind of like Snap-on's Blue Point. Actually love these things. The handles, I didn't think I'd like the handles, but they work really well. These are T27 screws. Sometimes they're Allen, sometimes they're, depending on the year of the bike, they could be, or if it's got aftermarket accessories and hardware. There are a couple companies out there that like to, if you buy their, like if you go to Chrome, you end up with metric stuff or whatever. So this is the clamp. If you have this clamp right here, 1-inch bars, it's 1 inch from here forward. But if you have this clamp, my Street Glide, my Y Glide, my Road King, they all have this. So that means that this GeezerGlide garage door opener will fit on every one of my bikes, okay? Every one of my Harleys, I should say. My Buell's a different story. So pull this off. There's a recess where these tabs, you can see it's a locking deal, this shoulder. That recesses up inside your controls right here. So we're gonna set this down. And we're gonna go ahead, I don't wanna scratch anything. This was easier with the gas tank on. There we go. Again, routing this wire and making sure that it's not pinched anywhere is gonna be the kicker. And it's really not that hard. You just have to be a little patient. Make sure that once you get everything mounted on here, it moves freely and isn't pinched in any way. Set that up there for right now. Then we'll go ahead and pull these right back to where they were. Line everything up. Using my finger, my middle finger here, to push that wire up with the rest of the wires. All right, you gotta make sure that your clutch switch is lined up. Just like that, everything falls right into place. I'm gonna hold these here. I'm gonna grab this wire. I can push and pull and it doesn't go anywhere. Start a screw, finger tight. Make sure it's turning. Get the other one in here. This just reminded me, I can think of a situation that this would not work with your bike. And that's if you have one of the ram mounts that mounts onto your perch, obviously you're gonna lose your garage door opener. It's kinda, I don't think I have to say that, but that's, you know, sometimes you gotta say stuff you don't think you have to say. There we go. I'll come back and torque these to spec. And that's it. She's on there. Just have to make sure that this is loose. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna run this wire. Like I said, pop this one out. These split open. All right, they're You got little tabs on them. They go up inside the bars. You can kind of see them there. This one's bent a little bit. And these split open. Just pop that open like that. Make sure your wires are in there. Push that right back up into that hole. A little more difficult on my bike because I have the ram mounts on here. Your bike shouldn't, probably doesn't have 2 sets of ram mounts. So like I said, I'll come back, replace this zip tie. I'll put one underneath here, and then we're gonna get this backbone popped, and we'll go ahead the cover. We'll go ahead and get the wires routed for that and buttoned up, and we're pretty much done. I just have to put the bike back to the gas tank back on, the seat back on, and program the garage door opener, and enjoy. Easy day. Okay, so anytime you're doing anything with wiring, especially up to the handlebars or cables or hoses or clutch cable and all that, you want to make sure that you have full swing of the bars and that you're zip tied and out of the way. I'm routing the same path, the same distances, the same length of something that's been on the bike forever, because it's the control wires for the left-hand control pack, and then also for this power port right here. This has been on the bike since 1,000 miles, so for 119,000 miles now. And so this little zip tie right here is on the same spot that it was before. You've got the stock one up here, the stock one down here. They aren't really zip ties, but this is a zip tie gun, and it's kind of like a torque wrench in an aspect. You can adjust how tight it wants you want it to tighten down. This is a nice to have. I went years and years and years and years and didn't have one. So you pull it off, and it's got a nice clean cut on the end of the line, nice and straight, and you don't have to worry about it. Everything torqued, just the 4 bolts. I torqued down the perch hardware as well. We'll run back here, everything is good. I'm gonna wait to put the seat on until I get the garage door programmed, and we're gonna do that now. So easy day. If you have, like I said, the Harley Davidson opener doesn't work with my Chamberlain deal. But if you have one of these learn buttons, you just push that and you're good. Okay, so you just saw how we installed everything on Trinity, a 2018 Road King. And honestly, the Sportster wasn't that much different. But I am gonna show you just the kind of the key points. Obviously, installing it on the bars is the same thing. We did notice on stock bars that have the dimple, where they've pressed the bar in and made it kind of shaped like a, I don't know, a loaf of bread or something, that divot in the middle. That's where they run all the wires. There's some tightness issues, and there's gonna be included some nano tape, which is gonna take up some of that space on these. But if you have aftermarket bars, or even like on the GeezerGlide, the bars are straight all the way out, or some of the touring bikes, aside from the Road King, the bars are straight all the way out. They don't have that dimple in them. But on the 2004 Sportster, we had that same dimple. Not a big deal. We put some of the nano tape in there that took up that space, tightened everything down real nice. We did the same thing on the Road King. I didn't show that in the video though, so I just realized that. Underneath the tank, at the very front of the frame, we ended up mounting underneath the coil, or behind the coil, is where we mounted the module. There's pictures of that, I'll show you those right now. And then we fished a plastic coated coat hanger so that we don't scratch anything down between the backbone and the fuel tank on the Sportster, and then taped up the end of the cable for the GeezerGlide opener for power, and just fished that through, and then put a couple of zip ties on each end. Everything's good, it's solid, it's safe, it's not going anywhere. And then plugged it right into the power port. I did have to switch the locations of the pins. Harley has changed those power ports of what's keyed, where the keyed power versus where the constant power is, the whole time. And in the end, it took seconds to do. It's not that big a deal. You just need a little flathead screwdriver. Easy day. So, but it was easier on the Sportster to install because we didn't have to remove the tank. so that kind of made things quicker. But my big hands don't fit in small spots too easily, so that kind of made it a little harder for me. Not a big deal really. But here's a 2004 Sportster right now. Again, let me know down below what you think. And I've been using this thing for a few days now. I absolutely love it. Thank you again, GeezerGlide. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, so we got the switch installed, the wires routed. We pulled this panel off, clean, nice and clean. We'll put a zip tie in there. I've got a coat hanger, one of these coated coat hangers, slid through, coming out the back. We've routed and already installed. Okay, so programming this thing is crazy simple. You will need a working opener, okay? Keypad, you can't use that. If you have a wireless keypad like I do, you won't be able to use it. But you'll need a working opener, and that's it. As long as you have that learn button in your door opener, you're good. So you press and hold, you have two buttons. You have the top button, which is number 1, the bottom button, which is number 2. Press and hold the top button, push the bottom button 4 times. The lights go to a flashing red. You take your opener, you hold it down near the front, which for us is at the front of the tank. The light goes from flashing red, and it'll change here to flashing blue, and then you pick which one you want. So if you have your front gate and you want that to be the bottom one, you do that. Go through the thing for the second button. I'm gonna push the top button. That's it goes solid blue, so it's programmed now. Push the learn button on the opener. My light flashes. You can hear the garage door opener working. Took less than a minute to do, and that's with doing the video, okay? So this is easy, simple. The only things that come up in my mind is the differences that make it hard is the differences in the bars, the differences in the way Harley Davidson wires everything. It's not really hard. It's just one of those things that all those little differences that Harley Davidson does ends up causing issues for aftermarket world. And that's part of why they make those changes, so that you have to go to Harley. But every one of those little issues that we ran into with this install from Harley Davidson's side that they've kind of caused has been easily overcome and easily fixed to a point where this product works flawlessly the way it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go take this for a ride now, come back, use my opener on the way out, use my opener on the way in. Easy day, first world solution. This thing is amazing. I absolutely love it. And the cool thing is it looks like it belongs there. You know, that it just fits like it was a factory item, just like it's supposed to. That's the way parts are supposed to be. They're supposed to fit and finish like brand new. So cool, check it out. GeezerGlide, thank you. This product is awesome. I can't wait to put it to use more and more, especially once it gets cooler out here. I can deal with the heat or the bad drivers. Both kind of puts me on edge sometimes. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have questions, comments down below, and you guys have a good one. Okay, so while installing the GeezerGlide garage door opener on Trinity, my 2018 Road King, we noticed one difference that makes this a little more involved to install. Not really though. I'm going to show you right now. There's so many variances in how Harley Davidson has chosen to wire things. Like for example, when they changed the ECM from the 4-pin, the diagnostic port from the 4-pin connector to the 6-pin connector, stuff like that. But the accessory harness, which goes under your seat, which on most touring bikes, that's how you're gonna want to install the opener, so that you have your switched power option. You don't want people to be able to get, just walk up to your bike while it's sitting outside and push the garage door button. But if you notice that that is happening, this is how you're gonna fix that, because on the 2013 and earlier, these harnesses come wired correctly for how they want it for the touring bikes. It's real simple, doesn't take long. All you need, a little screwdriver, flat blade right here. These Deutsch connectors, this is the most simple Deutsch connector that you could ever get, I think. So I'm gonna show you right now how to do that. We'll go ahead and get this moved over. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the connector right here. You have a weather seal, little pick, or if you have fingernails that need cut, you can get that out of there. And then simply you're going to pry this off. Now you do not want to pry this from the side because these tabs will break, and I'll show you when I get that apart here in a second just what's going on. There's this thicker portion right here. Just slip your screwdriver, little pocket screwdriver up underneath that, give it a little twist. This pulls right out. There's tabs right down, you can see them down in there on the empty sockets. So you just reach down, click that one's done, click that one's done. So those now are free to slide. You can see them sliding in there. And as you pull them out, this will slide out, okay? Now this is the chrome one that we're gonna be installing on the Sportster here in a minute. So I'm gonna show a picture of how this is wired, and this is how they come normally. If you wanna change how they're wired, it's simple to do. Just slide this back, pull out your power pin, and on the case of the 2017 or up touring bikes, you're gonna go from this pin socket to this pin socket right here, slide it back in, and that's it. So I'm gonna put this back because we need it there for now, but that's how long obviously it would take, and then slide these right back in. Now keep orientation with this tab right here. This locking tab is gonna tell you, these are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see the numbers right here on the edges. So keep that in there, keep in track, keep in mind where it's at. Push these back in till they both click. I had one go. Get that second one in there. There we go. And then you just slide this right back in and you're done. Put the little rubber weather strip or the weather protector on there. And that's it. That's how long. So this part of the video is 3 minutes long. It only took me about maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds to do that. All right, and it's easy enough. That's all pinned up. We're good.